Hello friends, my name is Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. Because I still have a pretty small little baby YouTube channel, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a 50 facts about me video, just sharing some random little tidbits of information about myself, about growing up and kind of where I'm at now. So this is like super crazy random, but yeah, I hope you enjoy these 50 facts about me. I was born in San Jose, California. I am now 24 years old. I was born at home actually. All of my siblings were home births, and I am one of 5. So I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the second oldest, so I have an older brother, it's me, sister, and then a younger brother. I have a East Coast dad, or East Coast mom, and a West Coast dad. I have lived in 3 states. I have lived in California, Virginia, and then Nevada, where I'm living now, and where I've spent most of my life is in northern Nevada, so not Las Vegas. When I was a little kid, my dream career was to be a cop. I had 2 cats growing up. They were originally from the wild, but we adopted them from the wild, so I had those when I was younger. I'm definitely more of a dog person though, and we got 2 Australian Shepherds. So I was born on July 24th of 1995. Because of that, I am a Leo. That's my astrological sign. I'm actually right on the Cancer Leo cusp though, so it switches over to Leo like 2 days before my birthday. And I do really identify kind of with half of the traits of Cancer and half of the traits of Leo. I was actually homeschooled as a kid. I kind of consider 9th grade when I stopped being homeschooled, because I went to an online charter school, but it was still all at home. I just had teachers, and I had lessons, and I had class prep and all of that, and I had a schedule to follow. I happened to be valedictorian of my online high school. My valedictorian speech, that was my first public speaking event ever. I went to college at a school called Westmont College. It is in Montecito, California, or more broadly, Santa Barbara, California. And I attended there all 4 years. I got my bachelor's degree in communication studies and English, so I double majored. My very first job was working at Payless Shoe Source as a sales associate. I have probably worked, if I tallied them all together, at least 20 plus jobs. I have moving back and forth between college and home, and college and home. I just got new jobs every time I did because I was moving back and forth so much. So I would have a summer internship at the Nevada Department of Transportation. Then I would go back to school and I would work at a seafood restaurant called Enterprise Fish Company. So there are just so many different jobs that I had, and I think if I tally them, it would be over 20. Which is kind of crazy because I'm only 24. My favorite color is green. It pretty much always has been. I am obsessed with panda bears, and I have been my entire life. They're my favorite animal. They're so cute. I can whistle really loudly, and I learned this when I was in, it was I think over a middle school summer camp that I did through a church camp. I danced ballet for a few years. I started dance when I was 13. Definitely behind all of my peers who started when they were like 8 years old. But I was really competitive, so I caught up really quickly. I started aerial arts when I was 16 years old. It was first introduced into my studio. Now it's kind of running rampant and studios all over the place. But it was, my dance studio was like the only one that offered it at the time when I was 16 years old. If you're wondering what it is, just Google like aerial arts, it'll come up. It's pretty much what Cirque du Soleil does with the aerial silk that comes down. It's basically acrobatics, air dancing, any of that. It involves a lot more strength than usual dance does. Apart from aerial, I go to CrossFit, and I've been doing CrossFit for I think like 2 years off and on. I am very irregular. Like every time I go, everyone's like, welcome back to this is CrossFit, welcome. In terms of personality stuff, I am Enneagram 7, wing 8. So if you know what that means, nice. In terms of the Myers-Briggs personality system, I am an ENFP. So I'm an Extrovert, intuitive, feeler, and perceiver. I am obsessed with personalities. That is just a whole other thing. I currently drive a Kia Forte, but my dream car, for whatever reason, it just has been my dream since I was small, is a Jeep Wrangler. Really want one. I think they're amazing looking. Have never broken a bone or had a cavity. I am actually colorblind, so I am red-green color deficient technically. I studied abroad in Paris, France. That was actually one of my major life goals and dreams, was to study abroad. So I studied abroad in Paris, France. That was amazing, such a dream, when I was 20 years old, and I was there for 6 months. I am currently married. Here's my ring. I got married when I was 23 years old. Pretty young, but when you find the person that you know you're meant to be with, like every part of you just wants to be with that person. So in our case, it was just like, why wait, you know? I went skydiving on my 21st birthday. I went bungee jumping with my sister, my younger sister Laura, so the one closest to me in age. We took a girls' trip to Canada because we were feeling spontaneous, and we went bungee jumping in Whistler, Canada. So that was where the Olympics were held one year, if you're familiar with that. But yeah, it was a terrifying experience. It was way worse than skydiving. If you're feeling a little hesitant about risky things, don't go bungee jumping, because you can see the ground and it's propelling at you, and you just... I also have gone on a hot air balloon. I went for my most recent birthday a couple days after my birthday, because the one that we were supposed to do on my birthday got canceled due to weather, which happens very often. So if you want to go on a hot air balloon ride, it's probably going to be canceled a few times before you can actually go, so don't make it like date dependent. Currently I have 3 jobs. My whole work situation is very confusing to explain to people, but I have always loved diversity, I've always loved variety, and I currently work 3 jobs. I can get into that later. I have never dyed my hair, ever. This is my natural color. I have in my parents' garage, because I didn't want to bring it to my townhouse, I have a massive tote of so many journals, like so many. Like, since I could write, I've kept a journal, and my journals consisted, when I was like 9 years old, of, I have a crush on Nathaniel. He is so cute. Heart, heart, Nathaniel. Next page. I have a crush on Nathan. I love him. Heart, heart, Nathan. That was pretty much all my journals were. Love reading. Fiction and nonfiction. I don't really discriminate. Anything that sounds interesting. And I love taking baths, bubble baths. I think that's a recent obsession of mine. I don't think I've always been necessarily obsessed with it, but it's a recent obsession with mine. I buy the bath bombs. I buy Epsom salt. Right now, like right after this video, I'm going to go take a bath. And I love reading in baths. That is the best time. I have been to 2 world wonders. We've seen Machu Picchu in Peru, and we have seen the Roman Colosseum. We saw that on our honeymoon when we went to the Mediterranean. And we are planning a trip to Cancun currently to see Chichen Itza. So stay tuned for that in a couple of months. That'll be really fun. I have probably been to around 14 countries, I think I've counted it. My human needs are, so if you're familiar with the 6 basic human needs, if you're not, you should look it up. But if you are, I am variety. I need variety and significance. My favorite food is probably sushi. I love seafood so much, any kind of seafood. The last fact about me is that I am a Christian. I grew up as a Christian, and I would say all Christians usually identify a time in which they describe it as being born again, or which they actively decided to become a Christian. And my moment was when I was 7 years old, and I became a Christian from then on out, and have gone through doubts and waves and various seasons. But yeah, I can maybe devote a different video to my entire testimony and all of that if any of you are interested in that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. I hope it showed you some more about me, about who I was as a little kid, who I am now. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.